Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Farm. Thinking right out here in the lab where I do what I do for you. Oh boy, I'm about to piss off a few people, but that's what I do for you. It's all good. Let's go. Rightism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in the story. For life, I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right Thinkers mission, and I'm on it, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right Thinkers Way of Life, through mental and spiritual discipline, practice daily, will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your mission, your goal should be to know thyself. See where we're going with that? Let's get that together. So I asked the question, do you know you? It's rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I can help you with that. That's what I do for you. Excuse me. Okay, yeah, so the person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not. It's simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself and to Maya, be true. Before, after, in between. Covered all the bases. The triangle, I ain't got the hat on right now. I'm doing my sage thing today. I got some information for you. Right thinkers, boy, this this thing is getting me all amped up again. I'm in the Nile Valley contributions. Let's talk about, right thinkers, let's talk about them Greeks. When you hear me say Greek, another word for white, okay? So the Greek, the first white man in Egypt, renamed everything and everybody. Why? See if I can explain that to you, but you'll understand what makes sense, but that's what they do. And this started way back then. And you'll know even up to the day, they still do it. Let's go. Let's talk about it. Now, when the Greeks came into contact with what they called the dusky inhabitants of Africa and Asia, they called them the burnt face. And I can attest to that because when I was learning and studying Greek mythology, all we called black people was burnt face, Egypt. So, yeah, that's what that comes from. But when I was studying, it didn't resonate with me, didn't move nothing to me. I could care less. But burnt face, I know that meant Egypt. Now, the Greek word for burnt was ethos, and the word for face was ops. So Ethiops plus ops became Ethiopian. The ocean, Atlantic Ocean, they call the Ethiopian Ocean. So black. We call black chem, charcoal, chemical. That's what we call Kemet. The Egyptians, again, we called ourselves Kemet. Commissions, Kemetans. Oh, I keep an eye on. You can go back a little further. A whole bunch of that we called ourselves. But we are known for the names that the Greeks gave us. Watch this. And I got a problem with that. So I'm trying not to get all bent out of shape, but every now and then I'm going to get a little annoyed because they played me. I don't like to be played. Okay, they educated me, but shut down the whole concept of where they got their true education from. I thought they were the smartest people going. I know better now. See, you can think one thing. A thought means you had an idea. But until you find out that thought is all you got to go on, and that could be wrong. Most thoughts are. Get knowledge to know. Many other words, watch this, a lot of words currently used to describe the ancient its cities, artifacts, and historical personality, even the people, are not indigenous and were derived from the Greeks and the Arabics, French, British interpretations. Okay? Even the Portuguese. I got something about them. Now, the next lesson I just came from with the last lesson, I skipped over the slavery part. Right? Because I would get real. It's hard for me to do that, so I just had to go past that. I went past a lot of stuff to get to this. So I'm cherry picking now. Why try to keep it in the lesson form without getting upset? How about that? Yeah, I take it serious. So I let you know. All right. So, and again, they changed everything. For example, the word Egypt is of Greek origin. Okay, it can be, but why we got to adapt or acquiesce to be called Egyptian? Because the Greeks said so. And it was originally used to what? To describe what our ancient capital city of Menes. Menes, what's this? Or Memphis. Menes, the Egyptians, or what we call ourselves, commissions, and Memphis is the Greeks. Watch this. Today, to this day, the word Egypt refers to what? The entire nation. John Jackson provides an additional insight on what? The evolution of this country's name. We're gonna break Egypt down for you a little more simple. My whole point is the Greeks followed, we listened to everything they called it. If you come into my house and I tell you my name so and so, that's what you're gonna call me. It's like I ain't going on moving on, but that's the concept. What's this? It may be of interest, to what? To the reader, my listeners. I was reading this years ago that the ancient Egyptians did not call themselves Egyptians. Okay, imagine how to blow that was to me when but I thought, again, when you get new information, the light going ding, now why? Because the old light was in the darkness and ignorant, but it had an idea and a concept contrary to whatever. When you get knowledge, ding, so now the thought is no longer the thought. Wow, now you got knowledge. So the Egyptians, the name was invented by who? The Greeks. Not us, the Greeks. The first Greek visitors, here we go, to Egypt. You know when that was? In the 7th century BCE. We was ancient by that time. We was already beat down. We was already old. We was going to decline within our own civilization. But watch this. And were greatly, watch this, at that time when they came in, and we was on the downcline, they were so impressed that the temple of Ptah at Memphis, they regarded it as, you ready for this? The grandest structure in the Nile Valley, and they afterward referred to this ancient land as Hecaptah, the land of the temple of Ptah. Okay. But in the Greek language, here we go, Hecaptah becomes what? Aegyptos. And under the Roman name, which was Latinized, which is a dead language. But why we keep using everything on the damn Latin, which is, is a dead language, but watch this, which was Latinized into Aegyptus, from whence we get the name Egypt. Little history about how the name played and changes. Watch this. From a people who told you who they are, to have their names changed and identity changed to suit somebody else's purposes, is what we're still suffering through to this very day. My whole, and I stand on, my philosophical principle is know thyself. Why? If you don't, somebody tell you who you are. I ain't going for that. That's why. So, again, Memphis, watch this. Memphis was the site of the first capital of Egypt. History, quick lesson. And named in honor of Menes. Well, who the hell was Menes? Menes was the ruler who unified the two lands aka Upper, the Southern, Lower, the Northern Egypt. It is important to note that Menes, and we call, watch this, I told you it's us, is the Greek name of the what? African ruler whose name was this? Norma. Remember I told you? Norma, they called him Menes. If you don't know who Norma is, or we call him Aha, A-H-A, okay? And this city was so vast, what? That it was once described by the Arabs, travelers who came through in the Middle Ages as what? Stretching a day's journey in every direction. I mean, if you walk east, it's going to be a day. West, it's going to be a day. North and south, a day. That's how they looked at it. Okay, and although little remains of the what? This historical site, John Anthony West, author of The Traveler's Key to Ancient Egypt, describes its significance. And everybody's calling it what? Egypt. Well, it's no, Egypt. Why? The Greek says so. This is the picture of the first pharaoh, the uniter of Egyptians, upper and lower, Menes. Okay, that's what they call it. We know him as Norma. I keep trying to tell you, you'll never know the original name. Why? Because we keep listening to them. Let us tell you who we are. That's all. But that's Norma, also known as Aha. Oh, I got some more. I'm not done. I got a little more. Don't worry. I see the clock. I'm going to beat it. I got another page of information. But this all, again, information that you probably didn't know. That's my job, to enlighten you to what you didn't know, to sit here and tell you a whole bunch of stuff you already knew. I'm not doing my job. My job is to give you what you don't know. Watch this. Now, in ancient Egypt, Memphis was called, how about this? Enab-Hajj, the White Wall. They used limestone to cover everything back in them days, so everything was white. That was the limestone, not the people. Linen, limestone, white. Referred, watch this, to the great enclosure wall of what? The pyramid at Saqqara. Okay, the first step pyramid. Okay, that's how far back it goes. Okay, nearby what? In the Middle Kingdom, it was called, you ready? Tawi, which means that which binds the two lands. Some scholars believe that the name of the one of the New Kingdom temples at Memphis, Ptah, temple of what? The Ka, with the spirit of Ptah, is the source of what? The Greek Egyptos, from whence both Egypt and Coptic Memphis is believed to be Greek corruption of what? Menifer, which means established in beauty. They took something that was beautiful, rearranged it, reconstructed it, corrupted it, and made it theirs. Now you don't know who the hell is who. Listen to them. Asar, no, he's Osiris. What about I said, oh, she's Isis. That's like a goddamn it, who's on first nonsense with Abbott Costello. I love that skit, but that's what it sounds like. Everybody we call, they got another name for it. That's Hathor. Okay, or what they call it? What's the other one? Good Jesus, they girl, the pretty girl, whatever. Start with that. I ain't got time for that right now. But yeah, they take all our god and goddesses and rename them. Neptet, that's Nephthys. Haru, oh, that's Horus. Whoa, my man, what the what? So yeah, okay. So it's always gonna be like the skit from Who's On First, which is a perfect timing and good concept, but. This ain't that. This is just real stuff. Let me give it to you right quick. Wrapping it up. Here we go. All right. Now, Hecapotah. That's the temple of what? The Ka of Ptah. And all those is names that the Egypt come from the Greeks. Historically, let me wrap it up. In the Old Kingdom, Memphis was what? The seat of the administrative and religious power of what? Ancient Egypt. Again, at that time, during this time, the term double White House was also used to what? Describe the painted mud brick palace in which the king lived, which was constructed within what? The White Wall, and the kings of Egypt, watch this, were later given the title, you ready? Pharaoh. But I thought that was Egypt. No, Greek Pharaoh. By what? A foreign ruler. Not us. It's a word. It is a word which means great house. We call it the White House. Y'all want to call it great. That's what they do. And is what? Derived from the term Pharaoh. Incidentally, the word Pharaoh is also a foreign origin. The term was first used in the New Kingdom by an Asian to describe the the king of Egypt. Again, everybody giving us names. John West also described some of the many problems, again, big issue, created by who? The Greeks, aka the white man, who not only renamed the city of Memphis, but also numerous temples, deities, and historical personalities. This is who I get like this because I'm this. Let's start right quick. Let me see if I can go through this. The word Pharaoh is of foreign origin and was not used in Kemet until when? Oh, the New Kingdom in 1550 to 1196 BCE. Later on, okay, but this word was used by who? An Asian king when he was referring to his regal counterpart, again, other kings in Kemet, and the Kemetic word for king was Ngu. NGU. We knew who the hell we are. We knew all that we need to know. We the one that taught you. Now you're going to rename what we are? Really? That's what they do. Moving on. I'm not done. I got more. The Greeks are guilty of any and all number of severe etymological crimes, meaning changing words, changing definition to suit their needs. Producing, what's this? We ain't done. Cheops. Who the hell's that? We call him Khufu, the builder of the pyramid. Hello, the great. Yeah, again, it don't stop. My favorite. They call this guy Thoth. No, we call him Tahuti, the ibis-headed god, the scribe of all scribes. Your mind, God's mind. We call him Tahuti with the D. Some people spell it with the T. I remember going back, but okay, through my lessons and learning, we changed the D sound to the T sound with the Chinese because when they T sound, it's the D sound. I'm just another part of etymology. I learned that and studied that. I want to bring that to light. So that's why. And watch this. Now, when we say they call him Thoth, we know it's the thought. We know who he is, what he is, but we call him Tahuti. Again, they cut Thoth out of Tahuti. And watch this. At the same time, causing almost, you ready? Indescribable confusion. Right there. That's the mass confusion. Every time somebody who studied Egyptian, somebody would get frustrated. Well, he said this, he called that. I get confused. Why? Because I get tired of using their names to study about our people, about people knowing most about the names. Sorry. That's what I mean. I got to calm that down. They did this. They did this purposely. It wasn't by accident. That's my point. Sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Anybody got two tongues and two penises, don't trust them. Moving on, I'm just saying. But even among scholars, watch this, it didn't stop since certain Greek names, such as Memphis, have taken prominence that the proper Egyptian names are seldom used. Again, that is my problem right there. Let's use the Egyptian's name, not the name that you gave them. Nobody changed your stuff. Why not? Moving on. And while in other cases, the Egyptian, watch this, names prevail and still other cases, what? The Greeks and the Egyptians are freely interchanged. Why? I keep telling you, every time I say one, I gotta mention the other. So you locked into us symbiotically. We got ours. But in order to make yours work, you gotta slide in with us. And now you connected to us forever, like a man and woman. Y'all may like each other, may love each other, get together, have unprotected sex, and what's gonna happen? Y'all gonna create life. Natural order thing. But this life, it need both of y'all to nurture it, raise it, take care of it. You see where I'm going with this? It ain't for y'all to do that, and then life, we gotta reside on the mother, got to be the mother and the father. Single parenting ain't the way to go. That's not natural. Moving on. So, again, let's talk about this guy, Chancellor Williams. He reminds us that in the importance of using what? The earliest African names to describe the land of African people, now referred to as Egypt. Again, that ain't even... Calm down. I got a little side over here. I'm going to read this, interject before I get back to this. I meant to get this off too. Prior to the Greek use of the word Egypt, Africans referred to their country as Kemet. Right there. And we go further back, we know Akibalan. I go further back to Simeon. But watch this. They which were written KMT, no vowels. The first symbol is a bilateral, that is, it stands for two letters and means black. Pictorially, it is a charred piece of wood, burnt, black. Let you know, black, okay, char, Kim. Excuse me. Phonetically, it represents Kim, spelled KM. Phonetically, it represents KM. KM again. And the second symbol is a monolateral, which is, it stands for one letter. Pictorially, it is owl. The sounds for what? The constant M. The third symbol, pictorially, is a loaf of another monetary that sounds, and for the consonant T. Okay? The fourth symbol is a determinative, which represents the plan of a village, a city, or a nation. Thus, we get the word Kemet, or Kemet, which means the country of blacks, or the land of the blacks, and not the black soil, as some have suggested, out of ignorance of learning and understanding the true meaning of a lot of the words that they just hear somebody else tell them. Now, let me wrap this up. I see the clock. Now, since the word Kemenu, spelled Kemiu, sometimes spelled with a double M, it was original term used to describe the people of Kemet. Contemporary scholars have elected or choose to use the word Kemites, Kemetic, when referring to the people of things of what? Ancient Kemet. The spelling of certain Kemetic words varies considerably. Why? Amongst the researchers. Why? Because the hieroglyphic language, what we call Medu Netta, they call hieroglyphic. We use hieroglyphic and tell them, oh, it's Medu Netta. We just call it damn Medu Netta. Sorry. Was written without vowels. So there's two different distinctive ways. Was written without vowels. We have elected, again, I go with that elected, to use Budge's phonetic spelling of the word netcher, Netcher, instead of our word Neter. I got a problem with that too. Okay. Why? Because it facilitates ease of reading and pronunciation. Netter, that's it. Netteru, that's more than one. Simple. El, God. Elohim, more than one. Everybody got it. Calm down. Now, there is no Egypt before the black king, from whose name, again, is indirectly derived. Before that, the country was called Kem, Khem, or Chem. The K and the C sound pretty much identical. Okay, or Kemi, or Khemi, another name indicating these are the people they call themselves, the black inhabitants, and not the color of the soil. I guess I read that for you. But it's already neatly strained themselves of inserting a name. We already knew who we was. Hence, know thyself, wrapping it up. Prior, I think I just did this. Okay, yeah, did. Okay, now for the African land of the South. No, I didn't. Excuse me. The word Kemi, Kemiu, was also used to what? Describe the vast population that inhabited a considerable portion of what? The Nile Valley in ancient times. There was no physical distinction made between the people who occupied the land now called Egypt and Sudan. The Sudanese, they're different. They said there was no distinction during ancient times. The ancient Egyptians saw themselves, watch this, as what? Blacks, who portrayed as no different from other blacks in Africa, but were physically and phonetically different from the Indo-Europeans, aka the Caucasoid, the white man, or the Semites, the mulattoes. Chris French informs us that the ancient Egyptian word for the African land of the south of them was Kente, Khenti, or Kentiu, Khentiu, denoting what? That the Sudanic people who lived there, and this is also their word for first and foremost beginning, origin, and chief. They called themselves by what they knew themselves to be. They didn't need nobody to come and rename them and retell them who they was. So hope you got the lesson. The idea that Greek, that white man, had been doing what he been doing to this day a long time. We need to just wake up and become knowledge, have knowledge of self, so we can eliminate a lot of the nonsense that he gave us that we do to ourselves. Once we don't know who we are, once we learn who we are, we can stop the nonsense, at least amongst ourselves. That's the start. That's the lesson. Hope you enjoyed it. I'll be back. I'm in that teaching mode. Hope you enjoyed the lessons. And in closing, right thinkers, may y'all live to be 100 and me 100 miles a day. So I never know that my right thinkers who know better than let somebody tell them who they are have passed away. Don't let that man name you or rename you.